Feel free. English Club.
Hi, I want Friday. No work. Please. That's what I almost sent to my boss. Today you'll learn 3 phrases that make any work emails sound polite, professional, and natural.
Welcome to Fear-Free English Club. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ben.
This is the podcast where you learn what to say when your brain stops working. Real English, simple phrases, no textbook language.
I'm the one who freezes. I make the mistakes. Rachel teaches me how to fix them. And you learn with us.
So Ben, tell me about that email to your boss.
Okay, so last Tuesday my boss sends me a message. She asks me to update her on a project. Simple, right? But I sat there, staring at my screen. I typed hi, then I deleted it. I typed hello, deleted that too. 15 minutes, Rachel. 15 minutes to write 3 sentences.
What were you worried about?
Everything. How do I sound professional? What if I sound rude? What if my English is weird? Everyone at work writes these smooth messages. Per my last email, just circling back. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
Okay, here's the good news. Most people at work use the same 5 or 6 phrases. That's it, over and over. You don't need to be creative. You just need the right phrases.
Really? Just 5 or 6?
Really. And today we're teaching you the most useful ones. Ready?
Let's do it.
But first, Ben, let's talk about why you froze.
Because I'm bad at emails?
No, because emails feel permanent. In a conversation, mistakes disappear, but an email stays. Your brain knows this, so it gets careful. Too careful.
That makes sense.
Here's a simple rule. Short messages are professional. Nobody wants long emails. 3 sentences? Perfect. 5 sentences? Also fine. You don't need fancy words. Clear and short always wins.
Okay, short is good. Let's learn those phrases.
Here's your toolkit. 3 lines for today. Number 1, your time buyer. When you need a moment before responding, let me check on that and get back to you. Number 2, your rescue line. When you make a mistake in a message. Sorry, small correction. Then say the right thing. Number 3, your natural reply. When someone asks you to do something. Sure, I'll send that over by, and add the time.
3 phrases. I can remember that.
Write them down. These work in almost every situation.
And hey, if you're learning something, hit follow on this podcast. More phrases every week.
Okay, Ben. First situation. You need to email your boss. You want Friday off. Go.
Hello. I want Friday. No work. Please.
Okay, I understand you, but that's very direct. Let's make it smoother. Try, hi, I was wondering if I could take Friday off.
I was wondering if I could take Friday off. What does I was wondering mean exactly?
Great question. I was wondering is softer than I want. You're asking gently, not demanding. Very common in work emails.
So, more polite.
Exactly. Now, why do you need Friday off?
I have a thing. A doctor.
Let's fix that. I have an appointment. Simple.
I have an appointment. Easier.
Now finish politely. How do you ask if it's okay?
Tell me if okay.
Close. Try, please let me know if that works.
Please let me know if that works. Oh, that's nice.
Let's slow that down. Please let me know if that works. 3 chunks. Please let me know means tell me. If that works means if it's okay. Repeat slowly. Please let me know if that works.
Please let me know if that works.
Perfect rhythm. Now full email. Go.
Hi, I was wondering if I could take Friday off. I have an appointment. Please let me know if that works.
Excellent. Professional, polite, done.
That's like 15 seconds to write, not 15 minutes.
That's the power of having phrases ready. By the way, if that "please let me know if that works" phrase helped you, share this episode with a friend who's learning English. Small thing, big help. Okay, new situation. Your colleague Sarah needs a report from you. She asked yesterday. It's not finished. What do you message her?
This is awkward. Hi, Sarah. Report not done. Sorry, soon.
I understand you, but let's make it warmer. Start with, "Hi Sarah, just a quick update on the report."
Just a quick update. What does that mean?
It means you're giving short, new information. It prepares them. They know the message will be fast.
Oh, like, a little introduction.
Exactly. Now the honest part.
The report isn't done still.
Almost. The report isn't quite finished yet.
What does quite mean here?
Quite means completely, but softer. Not quite finished sounds gentler than not finished. Small word, big difference in tone.
The report isn't quite finished yet. Okay.
Now give her a time.
I send tomorrow.
Fix the verb, "I'll send it over tomorrow morning."
Send it over? Why not just send it?
Send it over is more casual and friendly, very natural in work messages. You'll hear it everywhere.
I'll send it over tomorrow morning.
Full message. Go.
Hi, Sarah. Just a quick update on the report. It isn't quite finished yet, but I'll send it over tomorrow morning.
Perfect. Clear, warm, professional. Let's break down the key phrases one more time. Just a quick update. Use this to start short messages. Not quite finished yet. Softer way to say something isn't done. I'll send it over. Friendly way to say you'll send something.
Time for our fear-free rescue line of the day.
This is my favorite part.
Today's rescue line is for when you send a message and then realize you made a mistake. Wrong date, wrong name, wrong information. Oh, I've done that. I wrote Monday when I meant Thursday. My whole team was confused.
Here's your rescue. Send a follow-up message. "Sorry, small correction."
Sorry, small correction.
Then the right information. "Sorry, small correction. The meeting is Thursday, not Monday."
Simple. Not a big apology, just a quick fix.
Exactly. Calm and professional. Now, two alternates. Just to clarify, this one explains something more clearly. Quick correction. Very similar, slightly more casual.
Just to clarify, the deadline is Friday. Quick correction. The meeting is at 3, not 2.
Perfect examples. Now repeat after me, out loud. Ready?
Ready. Sorry, small correction.
Okay, Ben, let's practice. Real role play. I'll be your colleague, and you need to message me about different work situations.
Okay, I'm ready. Maybe.
Remember, this won't be perfect. You'll freeze, you'll make mistakes. That's the point. We practice the recovery. Situation 1. You're working on a project. You don't understand something. You need to ask me for help. Send me a message.
Okay. Hi, Rachel. I have problem. The project. I don't understand. Help.
Okay, I understand you, but let's make it clearer. What's the problem exactly?
The spreadsheet. The numbers they don't make sense to me.
Good. So say that. Start with a friendly opening.
Hi, Rachel. I hope you are good.
Nice start. I hope you're doing well is also very common. Keep going.
I hope you're doing well. I have a question about... No, wait. I have question about the project.
A question. Don't forget the article.
Right. I have a question about the project.
Good. Now, what's the question?
The spreadsheet is confusing me. The numbers, how do I say this? The numbers are not correct? No. The numbers don't make sense for me.
Almost. The numbers don't make sense to me. We say to me, not for me here.
The numbers don't make sense to me. Okay.
Now ask for help. Use a polite phrase.
Can you help me? Wait, is that too direct?
It's okay, but let's make it softer. Try, would you mind taking a look?
What does would you mind mean?
It's a polite way to ask someone to do something. Would you mind plus the action. Very useful for work requests.
Would you mind taking a look? I like that.
Full message. Try again from the beginning.
Hi, Rachel. I hope you're doing well. I have a question about the project. The numbers in the spreadsheet don't make sense to me. Would you mind taking a look?
Excellent. Clear, polite, professional. See? You got there.
With about 5 mistakes along the way.
That's how learning works. Round 2. You emailed someone 3 days ago. They haven't responded. You need to follow up. Go.
Okay. Following up. Hi. I sent email before. You didn't answer. Please answer.
Okay, that's honest, but maybe too direct. Let's soften it.
Right. Let me try again. Hi, Rachel. I wanted to follow up on my email from Monday.
Great start. I wanted to follow up on my email from Monday. And then, I was wondering if you had a chance to... Wait, what's the word? To look at it?
Perfect. I was wondering if you had a chance to look at it. That's exactly right.
Okay, and then I should probably say it's not urgent, or is it urgent?
Good thinking. If it's not urgent, you can say, no rush, just wanted to check in.
No rush, just wanted to check in. What does check in mean?
It means to ask about the status, to see how things are going. Very common phrase.
Okay, full message. Hi, Rachel. I wanted to follow up on my email from Monday. I was wondering if you had a chance to look at it. No rush, just wanted to check in.
That's excellent, Ben. Notice how much smoother that was? Yeah, I only hesitated like twice.
Progress! And you used I wanted to follow up on and I was wondering perfectly. Those 2 phrases will help you in so many situations.
They feel more natural now.
That's the goal. Quick cultural insight for today.
Oh, I like these.
In American and British work culture, direct requests can feel a bit rude, even if you don't mean it that way.
So, I want Friday off sounds rude.
Not rude exactly, but abrupt. Too direct. In English work culture, we add softeners. I was wondering, would you mind, if possible, when you get a chance?
So, it's like cushions. Soft cushions around the request.
Exactly. We call them softeners. They don't change the meaning. You're still asking for Friday off, but they make it feel more polite.
In my language, we're more direct. This feels extra.
I understand, but in English emails, these softeners are expected. Without them, you might seem demanding, even if you're the nicest person.
So, it's not about being fake. It's about following the rules of the language.
Exactly. Every language has different politeness rules. In English work messages, soft is professional.
Soft is professional. Got it.
Rapid review time. Let's go through today's key phrases. Repeat after us.
Out loud, everyone. Don't be shy.
Phrase 1. I was wondering if I could... Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Phrase 2. Please let me know if that works. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Phrase 3. Just a quick update. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Phrase 4. Would you mind taking a look? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Phrase 5. I wanted to follow up on... ba 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 ba.
And the rescue line of the day?
Sorry, small correction. Ba 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 ba. Now, pronunciation tip. Let's talk about would you.
Would you? That's hard to say fast.
In natural speech, we don't say would you, we say would ya. Listen, would you mind? Would you like some coffee?
Would you mind taking a look?
Perfect. Native speakers blend these words together. Would you becomes would ya. Practice that and you'll sound much more natural.
Would you? I like it.
One more time. Would you mind taking a look? Ba 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 ba. Great job, everyone. All right, it's challenge time.
This week's Fear-Free Challenge.
Here's your task. Think of one work email or message you need to write this week. Something real. Maybe asking for time off. Maybe following up with someone. Maybe asking a question.
Something you've been avoiding.
Exactly. Write that message using the phrases from today. Then go to the comments and share one sentence from your message.
Just one sentence. We want to see you using these phrases.
And if you're not sure about your sentence, share it anyway. We read the comments. We'll help you fix it.
Real practice with real feedback.
Or if that feels like too much today, answer this simple question in the comments. What phrase from today was most useful for you?
That's it. One phrase takes 5 seconds.
Now, before we go,
The important stuff.
if this episode helped you, please subscribe to the podcast. Hit that follow button. It really helps us reach more English learners.
And if you know someone who struggles with work emails, share this episode with them. It might be exactly what they need.
You practiced today. You learned new phrases. That's real progress.
Remember, you don't need perfect English. You need phrases that work when your brain freezes.
And now you have them. I was wondering, would you mind? Just a quick update. Sorry, small correction.
Use them this week. Make mistakes. Fix them. That's how fluency happens.
You're doing great. Seriously, keep going.
We'll see you in the next episode of Fear-Free English Club.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!